Welcome back to the Bettors on Tuesday morning edition, 18th of May. We will do a full card MLB breakdown as always, and then the NBA slate. We have lines for all four playing games already on Pinnacle. All the lines are extremely close to my projections, but we'll still talk a few minutes about each of those games. No stream tomorrow, as I said. I'm getting my second vaccine on Wednesday, so we will see about Thursday, but likely back on Thursday. So we have tons of MLB to break down. We will get right into it. I already made 5 bets, I think. Still looking at a few games. This has been the busiest slate so far this year, or the second busiest at least, but tons of interesting games. All right. First one, San Francisco at Cincinnati. Antonio Desclafani at Luis Castillo. Castillo laying just minus 115 at home. Castillo coming off an 8 earned runs allowed outing at Coors Field against the Rockies. He has been kind of risky, really up and down. His ERA is 7.7, Sierra at 4.4. He isn't missing as many bats as he used to. Pitch mix is all across the board, super random. Velocity also super random. You just cannot really predict which Castillo you get, but it's likely you are not going to get the best Castillo you have ever seen. He just couldn't put it together so far. Swinging strike rate only 10%, which is super low for him. 80% plus contact rate, high line drive rates against lefties. With the bad bullpen behind him, I'm just staying away from Cincinnati here. This Clafani has been fine. I'm a bit lukewarm on him. I think he is pitching a bit above his head. His ERA is about 1.5 runs better than his Sierra. Has been getting a bit lucky, and the Giants against righties are just not very good. So I'm not looking at the dog here. I don't think the price is good enough to back Desclafani here, but he is missing bats, not walking anyone, high ground ball rate, low hard contact, 18% or lower line drive rates against both sides. I agree with the line. I think both starters could be fine here. The under would be normally a look here, but with my questions around Castillo and this being not a great park for pitching, I'm just skipping. Miami at Philadelphia. We don't have a pitcher announced officially for Miami. It was supposed to be Rogers, but he got pushed back. We are likely getting a bullpen game here. Zach Wheeler starting for Philly. I'm expecting the line to be around minus 165. That would be my line for a standard bullpen game from Miami. Wheeler has been completely fine so far. 3.3 Sierra, 27% K rate, high ground ball rate, not a lot of hard contact or walks. He has a 285 WOBA or better against both sides, 3.11 FIP or better, and he's averaging almost 7 innings per game started. Marlins below average offense with above average K rate against righties, just a 131 ISO, not really an offense that you have to fear, and I think you won't find value here on Philly, but Wheeler should really roll here. As I said, my line is minus 165, so that's what I'm expecting Penny to open up in a few hours. Tampa Bay at Baltimore, Patino at Harvey. Patino, he only pitched a few innings so far this season. He has a nice slider, but really nothing else. His velocity is down a bit. Only 11 innings so far this year for Patino. He won't go deep into this game, so this is essentially kind of a bullpen game. Matt Harvey on the other end for Baltimore, 4.6 Sierra, only a 7% swinging strike rate, 85% contact rate, line drive rates above 25% against both sides. Velocity down more than a mile on his fastball. Average is less than 5 innings. Orioles bullpen is a big regression candidate. So I'm staying away here, but Patino and the Rays are a bit overpriced in my opinion. So I cannot fault anyone for taking a stab at the dog here. New York Mets at the Atlanta Braves. Mets will go with a bullpen-ish game, we could see Lucchesi, Smith, Hunter. Those are the guys that are expected to pitch the bulk of the innings today. And for Atlanta, we are seeing Tucker Davidson. Davidson only pitched one inning in the majors last year, but he's a decent AAA arm, although small sample size. He pitched only 35 innings so far across 2 seasons. He is a 3.5 ERA guy in AAA. Projects to be on around the league average guy in the MLB, but he went 7 innings in his last start in AAA. Uh, the timing is perfect. So today was supposed to be his next start. Maybe he can go 6 innings here. Although obviously the Mets are a huge step up from standard AAA team. But I think that this guy could be okay. And I'm looking to bet Atlanta here. They have a full crowd now. Acuna's back. They had a big line move going their way yesterday, and Max Fried pitched amazing, and they still lost. So we could see just the market fading them after really not having too much success backing Atlanta lately. But I think Davidson is fine. He's likely a bit better than a pure bullpen game. I'm expecting the Braves to open up around minus 115, and if we get that price or a bit better, I'm open to taking them on the money line here. Boston at Toronto, Eduardo Rodriguez and Ryu. Uh, 9 total juice to the over. This park is really amazing. This is the new course field. The balls are just flying out like crazy. And we have two pretty decent pitchers and a total that's basically a 9.5. It's amazing. Ryu coming off a great start against Atlanta, went 7 innings, just 1 earned. Overall through the season, he has been pretty solid. Very consistent arm. I kind of like him. But this is not an easy matchup. Red Sox, although as I always say, they faced a really easy schedule so far and faced a lot of low-level pitching. They are one of the better offenses against lefties so far. We will see if this holds through the season, but so far they have a 122 WRC plus, only an 18% K rate. Ryu, the only way you can make him uncomfortable if you don't strike out. This could be a sneaky, strong matchup for the Red Sox, although I wouldn't be surprised if Ryu just rolled. Erod on the other side, a step below Ryu for sure, but Rays are the Jays are a bit weaker offense in the split. This is a lefty on lefty matchup. Erod has a 3.3 Sierra, 26% K rate, only a 4% walk rate, 26% hard contact. I think overall this is a kind of a close matchup. So I came into this series wanting to fade the Red Sox because of the easy schedule faced and the starting pitching a bit overperforming. I don't think Erod has been overperforming, but generally the rest of the crew has been. But I think there is value on the Red Sox here, sadly, and I think betting them is the way to go here. They do have, in my opinion, the better bullpen. The Toronto bullpen is running a sub-3 ERA so far, and none of the underlying metrics tell us that that should be sustainable. So yeah, I'm looking at the Red Sox here. You can find lines around plus 120. That's, I think, a great line to bet into. The Jays have just a plus 5 base runs differential to go with a 34 run differential. The Red Sox pretty decent against lefties. I like the Boston bullpen a bit better than the Jays bullpen long term. So yeah, I think this is like close to a pick'em game. Obviously, I make the Jays favorites myself as well. But if you look into the details, I think this is really a close game. So yeah, Red Sox, I think the plus 120 you can find is really worth a shot. These teams are really close to each other. Washington at the Cubs, Patrick Corbin, Zach Davies. I'm leaning towards the Nats here, but haven't bet it. I would need plus money on Patrick Corbin, and I don't think we will get it. Corbin is coming off a nice start against, I'm not even sure who he started against in the last outing, but his velocity was way up And through the season, he had a couple of nice starts in a row. Right now, he went 7 and 6 and 7 innings in the last three starts. Miami, the Yankees, and Philly. Yeah, and he gave up only 6 earned runs in the last three outings combined. Swinging strike rate is coming along. Velocity is up over 92 miles per hour on the fastball. Ground ball rate still pretty strong. Missing some bats. So yeah, overall, I think Corbin is currently the better of these two arms. Davies, the underlying metrics are extremely ugly if you look at the entire season. 5.8 Sierra, 13% walk rate, 7.8% swinging strike rate, 82% contact rate, velocity down. But he's also coming off a few nicer outings, and this Nationals team isn't too scary, so I could see Davis having a nice outing. I also like the Cubs bullpen a bit better. The Nationals offense against righties is well below average, so while the Cubs are hitting lefties a bit better than they are hitting righties, they have a 180 ISO, 11% walk rate. Corbin does have walk issues, so uh, I'm staying off overall. Would lean towards the Nats, but I think the line is perfect. Pick 'em with a slight lean towards the Nationals. That's where this should be lined. Lancelin at Michael Pineda. White Sox at the Twins. I have bet the White Sox here. I think Lin is. I'm just not even going into the um, breakdown of the pitchers here. I think just Lin is just a flat out way better pitcher so far. These two have pitched against the same teams in the last outing. Lin went 5 innings with 9 Ks, 111 pitches. Pineda gave up no earned runs. Pineda gave up 3 earned runs, 7 Ks, 96 pitches. Overall, Pineda also did get lucky so far this season. Just a 216 batting average on balls in play, a 90% left on base rate, velocity down 1.5 miles per hour on his fastball, and lefties are kind of getting to him. So yeah, Lin is better. The White Sox bullpen is better. Minnesota also does have some injury issues. Garver and Kepler are both questionable. Both should be starting if available. I don't think Garver will play. Obviously, he's the more important piece in this one. And I'm always waiting for Minnesota to start regressing positively, but they are still the dead last in the division. White Sox are leading the division. There is a 100 run differential so far in the season between these two teams, and Minnesota could wake up anytime. They will be a way better team than this, but I'm not sure what is needed to make them hit, but I think Lancelin is a really difficult out to face when you are kind of cold. So I think the White Sox are a bet close to a pick 'em right now. I think I would look for -110 or -111 or better. So maybe you can wait a bit. Maybe we'll see some Minnesota buyback. This was like -106 when we bet it. But yeah, White Sox are a lean for me today. Pittsburgh at St. Louis, Brubaker at Gant. Brubaker is amazing. I really want to back him, and Gant is not really good. But the line value is just gone here. St. Louis opened up at -140 on Pinnacle. Now it's minus 122. So almost a 20-cent move towards Pittsburgh. And it's completely justified. Brubaker, coming off another 6 inning outing, only gave up 1 earned run. He has a 3.3 Sierra through the season, high ground ball rate, no hard contact, missing bats, not walking anyone. He's running at 93% left on base rate, so obviously due for some regression, but the Cardinals are weak against righties. They do strike out. So yeah, I just don't see this game moving back into my range. But Gant, on the other end, is a pitcher I'm not willing to back. He almost has a 6 Sierra, 17% walk rate, huge drop in fastball velocity, almost 3 miles per hour. He might be like not healthy. He survived in an 85% left on base rate, but the underlying metrics are ugly, so I'm skipping this one, but heavily agreeing with the line move, and Pittsburgh is the side here. They don't have a good offense, but Brubaker is great. Next game, Yankees at the Rangers, Tyon at Fultonavich. Yankees a bit overpriced here, in my opinion, but not enough value on the Rangers to back them. Tyon, 3.1 Sierra, but a 5.4 ERA. Huge positive regression candidate. Got super unlucky so far. I like all the underlying metrics. I think he has been looking okay even in the last few starts when things weren't really going his way. Fulton average on the other end, 7.9% swinging strike rate, 40% hard contact, 83% contact rate. And he has been getting lucky. I really don't like anything about Fulty, and the Yankees are without Stanton for at least for a week, but I don't think that matters. But they are just slightly overpriced, in my opinion. Here, Milwaukee at KC, Woodruff at Bubic. Bubic is not a great arm, but he's really difficult to hurt so far. He has pitched. He's averaging only just 3 innings per game this year. He has 12 total innings, but a 61% ground ball rate and a 21% hard hit rate. He's also missing some bats, almost a 13% swinging strike rate. So yeah, he has been getting lucky. All the metrics that tell us that he's lucky, it shows us that he's really, really lucky. 0% home run to fly ball ratio, 87% left on base rate, 240 batting average on balls in play, velocity down a bit, plus the low innings per game. I'm off him, but I'm not running to the window fading him. 155 is the line you see on BetCris and Bookmaker. This is off the board, by the way, as they have maintenance right now. Woodruff is amazing. Brewers are a bit better against lefties. Bubic is a lefty. So yeah, I'm staying away, but I'm closer to like minus 135 to minus 140. I think this is kind of an upside line, but you won't get enough value on the dog to play against Milwaukee, and I'm not running to the window fading Woodruff. Cleveland at the LA Angels, Zach Plesac, Andrew Heaney. Under is my look here. 8.5 is a total that's out there and kind of widely available. You can still bet 8.5, like minus 116 on Pinnacle. I think that's still a bet. Heaney had a rough outing against the Astros, but Cleveland is really a bad offense. They are still not hitting. Just a 75 WRC plus against lefties. Heaney's Sierra is under 3. His swing and miss stuff is unreal. No hard contact, low contact rate. Velocity is up. Strong stuff against both sides, and I'm really low on Cleveland in general. Plesac coming off an 8-inning outing against Seattle. He's not going to wow you. He's really like this workhorse type of pitcher, but he's doing everything okay. 275 WOBA or better against both sides. Only 24% hard contact, 55% ground ball rate. Swing and miss stuff is better than average, and he has a strong bullpen behind him. I think in this park, with these two arms and these two offenses, I think the under is the play. Plesac will be able to shut down the Angels, and Heaney is really, really good. And this Cleveland team is just really mediocre. So I think this should be 7.5 juice to the under, and I think that's where we are going to end up. Houston at Oakland, Christian Javier, Sean Manaea. Leaning Houston, did already bet Houston. I will be betting Houston through this series, but this game I think is a really nice one to back them. They are just a few games back of Oakland. They will overtake Oakland. They have like a way better run differential. All the offensive metrics are just so much better than Oakland's. Oakland still has a negative run differential, and they are leading the division, which is a joke. Manaea coming off a 2-inning outing and gave up 7 earned runs against Boston. Boston is one of the lefty killers, as I always say, and Houston is the other one. 121 WRC plus, only a 17.8% K rate against lefties. This is a really difficult matchup, and Manaea has some red flags. 25% plus line drive rates against both sides. 370 WOBA against righties. He's a good arm, but this is super difficult, and I think Houston is smelling blood here. Javier off a 7-inning outing, 3 earned runs with 6 Ks at Texas. This is a righty-heavy lineup against a righty that's super good against righties. He's just giving up a 215 WOBA, 2.3 FIP and a 14% line drive rate with just 31% hard contact against right-handed pitchers, batters. Sorry. Um, every underlying metric is pretty nice. Mitch Moreland is questionable for Oakland, one of the better lefties in the lineup. So they don't really have any, and just basically two good, better lefties that I would be afraid of. I think Houston opened up as a dog here. Did bet them at plus money, and that's kind of a joke, but I would still bet them at minus 105. I think this is a good matchup, and they are just a way better team. Oakland still doesn't really have any home field advantage, low capacity of fans, super bad ballpark. You won't find a real like home field advantage here. All right, skipping the next two games, LA Dodgers and San Diego Padres both will be minus 200 or bigger favorites. Both are well deserved. But we are breaking down the final game. I did bet Detroit. This is, I think, the weakest bet of the day. I think this is not a big edge, more like lean, but I really like Spencer Turnbull, and he has been figuring it out, and he's really a streaky pitcher. So I think based off his last outing, I think he should be okay. And Seattle is a bad team, and we are getting plus money on Spencer Turnbull of 6 inning, 1 earned run outing with 7 Ks against KC. Dunn is a guy that some analytics guy are kind of high on. He got killed by the Dodgers the last time out, but everyone gets killed by the Dodgers. But overall, I just don't see it. 16% walk rate through the season, just an 8.5% swinging strike rate, super high fly ball rate, 54%. Lefties are really getting to him. A 376 WOBA and an 8.2 FIP against lefties. Turnbull with a 3.9 Sierra, no walks, 51% ground ball rate, 17% infield pop-up rate, only 22% hard contact. Super balanced stats against both sides. Can go 6+ innings. He got a bit lucky so far, but I mean, he's still super talented, and I think this Seattle team is really just nothing. I make this Seattle minus 105. But honestly, I think Turnbull is really slept on, and I think if you have a model, I don't think it's likely not capturing his upside, especially in this matchup. And I think Dunn is really bad. So I think any plus money on Detroit is good, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some buyback on Seattle. I just really don't care. I think this is really just beyond modeling, and I think Turnbull really has some nice upside, and we haven't seen him pitch to his potential. All right, summing up the baseball things, Boston, I think current plus 120-ish is a bet. I would bet them at plus 118 or better. This pick is really surprising me, as I really want to fade Boston in the long run, but I think everything is really priced into it and then some. The Jays aren't this good. I know Ryu is good, but this is a difficult matchup for him. White Sox, minus 111 is my cutoff, so we are past that. You won't find value on this right now, but maybe there is some buyback. I think Lynn is great. White Sox bullpen is a bit better. Minnesota has a few questionables. They are still not hitting. They could turn it on any day, but until they do, I will be laying these prices when we don't have to pay any premium to fade them. Cleveland, the LA Angels under 8 is my bet here. Minus 120, I think, is fine. Pinnacle is still in range. They moved to 7.5, but you can still buy up to 8. I would do that. I think this should be a 7.5 juice to the under. I think we will get there eventually. Two good pitchers. Neither offense is like super scary. Houston at Oakland, already bet Houston. Line is still around my cutoff, minus 105 or better. I would bet that. Sean Manaea is a good arm, but as a lefty facing streaking Houston team, they won like 8 out of the last 10. Super hot. great offense, especially against lefties, and Mania has some red flags. And I'm just fading Oakland in general. I think this is one of the stronger bet of the day. And I'm backing Detroit. Pick 'em or better. I think any plus money is fine. Seattle is the slightly better team, but I think there is a huge difference between Turnbull and Dunn here when it comes to pitching. All right, let's talk some NBA. I won't go through all the games again. We did a breakdown yesterday. If you missed it, go check out yesterday's stream or podcast. I've talked about all four matchups here. My lines are spot on for all four right now. So I make Indiana -3, Boston -2. Those are the two games today. I make Memphis 4. We did bet 3 on softbooks 2 days ago or yesterday. I'm not sure, but that value is gone. And Golden State is getting bet. This opened up at 6.5 at most shops, and we are down to 4.5. But my line here is 4.5. So again, I'm right on market. Not much to do. I'm just quickly recapping some thoughts here on all of these matchups as I'm not streaming tomorrow. Pacers with Sabonis questionable. I think he's going to play. This is 100% he's going to play. This line is with this -3 is with Sabonis in. I think if he's out, this is like close to a pick'em. Honestly, you cannot really back the Pacers with Turner and Sabonis also out. But I wouldn't really be surprised if they just scratch Sabonis. This Pacers team, with all the issues around the coaching and the players, and not really good vibes around the team. Coach will be gone next year. I think a couple of guys could be gone. Also, Brogdon and Holiday are both questionable for the Pacers. Obviously, they don't move the line, so that's not an issue. But to me, I think the Hornets are the side at +3. I think you are getting a fair wager. If you want to risk it, maybe getting Sabonis scratched or him just paying not 100%, the Hornets would be my side. They did go into, they did end the season kind of limping into this play-in tournament. But I still see just more like will, and I don't think this is a terrible matchup for them. So yeah, Hornets +3 is my lean here. I haven't bet it, but I don't fault anyone if you bet it. But if Sabonis is scratched by game time, I think this is one for the Hornets, and I would even bet the Hornets on the money line, even if this gets corrected by like 2 points or 2.5. Basically, you will get like +1 or 5-ish money line, and that should be your look. Washington and Boston 2 is my spread. I wouldn't touch the game. Beal is all right. He's not on the injury report, but he wasn't looking fine in the last game of the Wizards. And I think this line is completely fair. I like the matchup personally for the Wizards. Celtics front court is trash. The Wizards did upgrade theirs, and they have been playing some tough defense. They are drawing tons of free throws. Boston is giving up tons of free throws. Current form heavily favors the Wizards, but that's all built into this number. I mean, if this would be a game like 2 months ago or 3, and Brown was in, the Celtics would be like 7-point favorites or even more. So yeah, everything we've seen from the Wizards is built into this line, but they would be my lean. I think they will win this game outright, and they will get into the playoffs. San Antonio and Memphis, this is the game for tomorrow. I really like Memphis here. I think the talent gap between these two teams is just huge. Memphis is finally fully healthy. They ended the regular season kind of well, despite them having a bad week, like a week before the end of the season. They weren't really looking hot, but I think they will come into this with a few days off with a fully healthy team. Huge rebounding edge. They've won all 3 games this season against the Spurs. Spurs, again, I just don't see anything why they should be in the playoffs. Um, it's really difficult to trust Memphis. They always play close games. At 4, I don't think there is any value. But if you grab the 3 or a 3.5 earlier, there is a 3.5 on Bet Online. I think that's still a bit better line than this 4 minus 103, although it's kind of close. But yeah, if you want, I would play that for like a smaller bet, maybe on Memphis. Final game, Golden State LA Lakers. Huge team on Golden State. I said that I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers threw this game. I don't see them losing the next game if they have to play one, but facing Phoenix is just way more difficult than facing Utah, as the 8th seed will face a Utah team that played only just one game, and Mitchell hasn't seen regular season action in multiple weeks, and I'm not sure you will want to face a strong team like the Lakers, fully healthy or mostly fully healthy Lakers, if you are the Jazz. So yeah, no action from me here. I think the line is fair. I make it 4.5, but 5 is also fine in my opinion. As for the matchup, I think the Lakers could win this by 20 if they really want to win this. Golden State just doesn't have any size, doesn't have any depth. The Lakers defense is super overlooked. They are a strong perimeter defense. I'm really low on Golden State. I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, Curry can always show up and score 50. Green has been looking all right, but I'm just not a fan, and I think there is huge difference between these two teams. And the Lakers finally played AD and LeBron decent minutes in the last outing. They had 3 days off after that. That means the word. I think that will kind of help them to show up strong. This is a team that has been really hurt by those injuries. So yeah, I'm leaning Lakers here, but I'm not sure if we see 100% effort. And Curry is really difficult to fade when it's a one-game series. So yeah, those are my thoughts for the NBA. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, there is no stream tomorrow. I will be likely back on Thursday. Please follow me on Twitter at the bettors. I will tweet out if there is a stream on Thursday. Everything depends on how I feel after the vaccine. And yeah, that's about it. If you want to tell my plays, you can go to patreon.com/the and join the Discord channel. I'm posting plays every day there, even on weekends, even if when I'm not streaming. So yeah, that's where the good stuff is. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon. And good luck with your wagers, as always.